I've been looking forward to share experiences with you since we are smart floor interested, all of us. It's a very special day to be here together. And I hope that my tongue will perform. It's hard to come after Dennis, but I'll try my best. Yeah. Oh, it has jumped off.
Just bend it a little. Bare lige buk den her.
Like this?
That's better.
Yep. Good. My title is What Difference Does the Smart Floor Make? And I'll share some experiences from Denmark locally, Hillerød, and also a little bit from Denmark nationally. I'm here in Finland with Charlotte Koch-Petersen, my residential home manager. And I must say from the beginning that she played the most important role in developing Skovhuset as a modern residential home with technologies. My agenda is that I'll show you something about the residential home, Skovhuset, to be able to know a little bit where we are and how it looks. The technologies and the organization that we've made, and something about the experiences from Skovhuset and the experiences nationally. And I'm sorry, I need to speak from my papers because I'm not as fluent in English. Skovhuset, the forest house, as Palle told us, Skogshuset på svenska. It's a home for about 104 elderly people with somatic and or suffering from different kind of dementia. And each resident or each couple, we have one couple living there as well, have their own flat at around 40 square meters and a real rental contract with the owner of the building, which is a housing company called Lejerbo. Skovhuset is a fine architected spacey building, and it was finished in August 2013, so 2.5 years old now. It is close to a living area with the forest as a beautiful neighbor. It provides professional care, of course, meals, activities throughout the year, 24/7. So it's also a place of work for about 140 persons employed by the municipality, myself included. Each flat is furnished by the resident and, of course, the family. And when you enter the flat, it's a private home characterized by individual style. Some technologies are in all the flats. They are used according to the person's needs. There is a kitchenette, a spacey bathroom, a washing machine and tumble dryer. There is a modern electrical care bed and the ceiling lift system. And then we have the smart floor in all the flats. The flats are grouped in 12 with a mutual kitchen, dining room and living room. And this kitchen, dining room, living room area is where much of the daily living takes place, with the meals as highlights of the day, together with the small everyday activities like singing, talking, television watching, preparing the next meal, doing the tables, or receiving visits from family or children with their daycare mothers. Whoa. Our vision, the vision in Skovhuset is that we want to create surroundings for the residents to be able to continue their daily living with their family lives, having as much influence on their daily lives as possible, and at the same time being taken care of in a professional and evident way. The vision, as you see it, is written on the wall at the main entrance with the tree that symbolizes our values, that we do things together. The residents are at home and we are professional in a creative caregiving way in close collaboration with the families. The values are seen as the root, so it's a kind of foundation for all the work in Skovhuset. We choose technologies according to the values and the vision. The fundamental strategy for technologies in Skovhuset are that technologies must be chosen to fit into the vision as we saw it on the slide before, support the daily life of the residents and the professional care. Technologies should also support the basic and core tasks like safety and quality of life. And then the technologies should be based on a professional and individual estimate. So there is not a one-fits-all, but each resident is looked at. Technologies are on a voluntary basis, so there is a formalized agreement needed. And in the municipality of Hillerød, Skovhuset is a kind of front runner locally in Hillerød. We are the only residential home with smart floor in the municipality. But in the future, building projects will consider smart floors because of what we have experienced. And the experience from Skovhuset is of course of great value. Another residential home have been testing technologies and aids to be able to reduce the number of helpers in the bedside care from 2 to 1. And now we are implementing based on their experiences. And for instance, the robotic arm have been tested small scale in different institutions, and a welfare technology assessment have been used. And so we learn from that. In this manner, the different institutions can help and learn from each other, and the technological insight level is increasing all over. There has been a willingness in Hillerød municipality to take risk. For instance, like our residential home, it was quite a risk to take because there were not much experience at that time on having smart floors in such a large scale. So, what technologies do we have? We have, as I said, the smart floor, and which is why we are here today, I presume. Sensor floor in all the 104 flats. We have adjustable flush and dry toilets, not in all the flats, but 25, 30 to put into the flats according to the needs. Then we have the ceiling lift system in all the flats, and of course we only use it when it's necessary. We have Wi-Fi alarm bracelets to all the residents, and the bracelets are not only when you push the button, it has also a position in it, so it's like an internal GPS which we can put on for those residents who could get lost. We have electronic keys, and we have wireless internet in the entire house. We have a dementia rocking chair with music, or we have several. We have the Paro Seal robots, 2 of them, one old one and one newer one. We have eating devices, 2 robotic arms and 2 manual arms. We have a mobile snoozle unit, which is actually now not as mobile as before because we have made a room for this snoozle idea of inspiring the senses and well-being. Then we have a fit light trainer, those lights that you push when they light up to train. We have iPods, iPads, etc., because music and pictures are inspiring. We have multimedia video supervision to support difficult situations. We have information screens in different kinds and for different target groups. And we have the newest technology is our touch and play screen, which is an intuitive, interactive activity where you can play on a board or you can see nice waterfalls or nice things. Technologies have been considered since the beginning of the building process. The home is purposely built to prepare for the future. And the municipality has decided that welfare technologies should be looked into, and funds were found to support the smart floor to be a development project. The economy for the rest of the technologies, you may wonder, are found in Skovhus's own establishing budget and through the running of the home budget. (104) smart floors. So with the 104 smart floors, we consider the smart floor to be our largest technology. And for a while, we were the largest in the world, which was a very nice period. But now I think that Västerås is in the lead. So congratulations. As I say, we want to meet each resident and their individual needs, and that's the reason why we have chosen the smart floor in the beginning, with the sensor foil and in all the flats. And I'll not go into technical details about the floor, because I'm sure that Palle and other people are going to guide us through the news about smart floor technology later, so we look very much forward to that. How do we organize to implement all those technologies? I have this totally unreadable drawing about the organization. These are the teams for the 4 floors in the house, team A, B, C, D. And for each team there are 2 or 3 super users which are specially dedicated to the technologies. So they are kind of the local super users and front runners in each team. And out of that group, there is 1 from each floor participating in a technology committee. So all the house is represented in the technology committee, and the communication is easily delivered from all the house and to the center or back and forth. There is a project leader team with the manager of the home, Charlotte Koch, and a colleague to me and myself. So that's we have found this a good and strong organization, and of course the project leader team is ensuring communication to the external world. With that way of organizing, we are able to team together and to learn together and to kind of get it out in the entire house and everyday life. So we are learning while we are walking. When we look back those 2.5 years in Skovhuset, it has been a process in kind of circles. First buying technologies, then learning how to use it, trying it, error and everything. Starting small scale or large scale projects, and then sharing stories of success to keep on going and getting to know the potentials of the technologies, which again supports the implementation, and the implementation are creating new stories. Is this back and forth or? Oops. Then we are screening also to get hold on the facts. What are the advantages and disadvantages? We're trying to evaluate, and we are also along the way finding criteria for a visitation where we can find technological solutions to meet the need of the individual person. And by the help of all this experience and examination, we can discuss a larger expanding of technologies. And then we buy new or we buy better technologies, and the process starts all over again. I was talking about small and large scale. By small scale, we mean, for instance, the flush and dry toilet, which is put into a certain flat, a user which has maybe infections, which could it could be useful. And then we gather the daily users, the resident and the key persons. And in the beginning, the supplier from the company came and trained and followed up. So it was small scale, few involved, and few was evaluating on the process. We started actually small scale with the floor as well. We pushed the button for only 8 flats in the beginning to have fewer persons involved and fewer who could evaluate and maybe try to find which was the best way to start large scale in our house. And after a while we pushed the button for the rest of the 104 flats. Large scale technologies in our place is also Wi-Fi, telephones, and as I told you about, other technologies in all the flats. So with the large scale we have to train every staff, and they have to get introduction, and we have to train also newcomers all the time. So sometimes it's good to start with small pilot projects to learn how to do it. And then we are trying to train in cascades, which first train super users and then they train the daily users on a day-to-day basis. We have managed to, or we try to spot those who are more interested into technologies to be the front runners and the super users in our house. And more about what we've learned about implementing. It really takes everyday leadership of the development in the home to answer the questions and insecurity of the staff. And also sometimes to spot that things are not working or things are not being done, or there is something laying there on the table which is not working, and why is it not working? It takes somebody to go to with problems, and you need to know who it is. Is it, for instance, your super user or your leader, or who should I go to? Should I use Elsie's feedback system, or what should I do? And a plan B if it doesn't work. If technology doesn't work, what do we do? If the floor doesn't work, then we have to go into all the flats and see how the elderly people are doing. So we need also staff that can see the benefit from the technology, and we actually ask for technological insight and interest when we recruit new staff. Not that they should all have this interest, but they should at least not be against it. And then we have also a need for introduction to the resident and their families. This is a new area for many people. So what is this with electronical things in the floor and a button to push before you enter? And you need to introduce that. And we need, of course, repeated introduction to new staff and students, newcomers in the house. So it takes perseverance. It takes that we follow up continuously. what is the outcome? What difference does the technology make in our point of view? Our general experience is that technologies are individual solutions to support the life. When we meet technologies as innovation, we see that new things appears in the cracks. If we are open-minded and willing to adjust, and sometimes also be not knowing, because we are in a new landscape sometimes. We have found that it's a benefit for us to use an anthropological perspective. It's a fruitful way of looking at the implements of the technology, how technology affects people, not only how the technology works, but also how do we work when we are cooperating with technology. And we have university students coming at Skovhuset to do their field studies and interviews. So they offer to us a kind of reflection on our clinical work, and we of course offer real world to them, or real life. We have also learned that using technology creates new ideas. When you are using the technology and try to solve situations and needs, you can get creative and find new ways of using the technology. And then we have also experienced that there is a synergy between technologies. We have, for instance, some who could benefit from the flush and dry toilet, but they don't remember to push the button of the flush and dry toilet. So we put on the alarm system of entering the toilet, and the caregivers can come in that moment that they go to the toilet and remind the elderly person to use the button. So it can create more value together. We have learned that the floor changes our traditional strategies and traditional ways of caregiving. We are having a new structure and rhythms in the teams. We don't use rounds as much as we did before, where we needed to go to every room at least 3 times a night. We can do it differently with the extra sense of being everywhere that the floor supports us with. So we have new opportunities of being caregivers. The night watch can, for instance, sit bedside with a dying person and still know that she will get the alarms on her telephone if somebody gets out of bed, gets at the toilet, gets out of the door. And the floor can avoid conflicts. I mean, imagine a situation where Mr. Svensson is entering Mrs. Hansson's room. We could put on the alarm of entering into the room, and the caregiver can come and help Mr. Svensson to get into the right bed. We also have an experience of, it's good for both of them. We have an experience of lady with dementia, she broke her leg, and she was operated and at the hospital, and she was very unhappy and nervous at the hospital, and they needed to have a 24/7 watch at her bed at the hospital. So we were talking with them, and she was sent home 24 hours after the operation, which is not normal in Denmark at least, back to her well-known environment in Skovhuset, and the floor was the surveillance needed. So we didn't need an extra person in Skovhuset because we had the floor with the bed alarm to survey that she didn't go out of bed without help. So one of the benefits from the welfare technologies is also prevention, and to help fragile persons as soon as they get out of bed, prevent urine infections with the flush and dry toilet, prevent aggression with music and dementia rocking chair, prevent a disorientated person to go out and get lost with the Wi-Fi position alarm, and many others. Another benefit is that the technologies can strengthen the autonomy and quality of life for the residents to manage, for instance, toilet visits with the help of the flush and dry toilet. As one woman said, "I feel happy because I'm now clean and I can do it myself." And all of us who can do it ourselves, we don't think of that until we hear it from her voice. That's really a quality of life. The point is that experiences are harvested on an individual level. There is no one-fits-all solution. What is the difference in the organizational level? The influences on the organization have been mighty. We are more aware of the opportunities and weaknesses concerning technology. We have been participating in local screening tools being developed. We have looked for new ways of evaluation. There are soft and hard data, so how can we capture the well-being and the feeling of safety, and how can we capture that we are expanding the complexity of the care given. We have new competences to react to technologies. When they do not work, we have to make plan B. And I'm sure that the manager have got new words in the vocabulary, like leasing deals, service level agreement, hosting, new entries on the budget, which was not normal for residential homes before. So it takes time to continuously cooperate with suppliers, adjusting, developing, and training. We are getting inspired and creative, meeting with our new technological playmates. They actually want to sing a song also. Some of them, is it now? Okay, we'll skip that. So it's a mutual way that we inspire each other, but of course it takes time. And no doubt that we have experienced an increased demand for cooperation also with the municipal IT. They know Skovhuset. Backup systems, Wi-Fi, access to new platforms, software and programs. It takes a lot. In the organization, we must take time to train, introduce, implement, and adjust. And the time must be found in the everyday life of the home. We are open 24/7. We don't have a sign which says closed because we are training. As I mentioned previously, we've been able to also reduce night watches from 5 to 4, which is maybe our only hard, economic, concrete goal. It has been possible to change the care to more quality and more complexity within the same economical frame, but it's not possible to deliver technology at the doorstep at the residential home with one hand and make financial savings immediately with the other hand. It's not such a linear process. About the national evaluation in Denmark, there is at this moment a national evaluation of the smart floor financed by the EVE government going on, as Palle asked a question about. It's carried out by Danish Technological Institute, Center of Welfare Technology. The method is the WTA, Model Welfare Technology Assessment. I shall come back to that one. And the schedule is first baseline September 2015, and we are now halfway in January 2016, and the final report is June 2016. This national evaluation is for the 6 residential homes which got the floor first, and they have, of course, the largest experience. 5 in Jutland and Skovhuset on Zealand. Altogether in Denmark, we have 9 institutions with smart floors, 340 floors altogether. There is also 1 youth institution, 1 rehabilitation unit, and 3 living labs. So this is the model, VTA or VTV in Danish. And it's an interesting model, we think, because we can easily use it to evaluate. It's in Danish, I'm sorry. But it has those 4 corners. 4 corners on a round one? No. Organization. What is the motivation? What is the attitude of the staff? What is strategy and leadership, and which culture should it fit into? And about the technology, is it safe? Is it sure? Is it easy to use? What maintenance, what instructions do we need? Economy, what are the establishing costs? What is the training needed? What's the cost of running the technology? What are the savings? And the client or the user, is it easy to use? Does it meet the need of the user? Is it empowering the user? Is it ethically okay? Does it create quality of life? Now, the VTA or VTV in Danish is developed by Technological Institute to systematically describe and evaluate technologies. This method is used to evaluate the smart floor in Denmark with the 6 residential homes, as I mentioned, and we have helped to find indicators for each area in the circle. In the blue area of the client, we have that they are looking into the area of getting fast assistance by the floor and creating safety for the client, and also the support of feeling getting help when needed and privacy when not needed. In the green area, I can mention that they are looking at the new workflows and improved work environment and less conflicts between residents. And about economy, changed staffing or maybe reduced staffing if it's possible, changed resources and expenditures to the running of technologies, and prevention of hospitalization. So you can hear that we are using this on a national level, but in Hillerød also we are beginning to use this model to screen and evaluate all our technologies and aids because we find it easy to use and with a good visual design. Whoa. So, where are we now concerning development and future? We are exchanging experiences as we meet with 6 other residential homes throughout Denmark. Since the 6 residential homes are frontrunners in the area of the smart floor, we are aware that we do have influence on the vocabulary and the legislation and formation of opinion in general towards this technology in Denmark. And about the Opal network, you should look forward to listen to Sarah tomorrow, so I'll skip that one. We are using the sentence from more to better. It has become a guideline for us. And as I told you, the techno-anthropology students, we are continuing to receive them and getting their feedback on how we implement and how we cooperate with stakeholders. There is a Danish technical university big data research going on, which is very exciting. We have the contractor-supplier cooperation. We have visits from almost all over the world. So we share experiences, and sometimes we function maybe as a living lab. So the support of technology is a part of the basic training for nurses and nurse assistants, and we would like to support schools doing more of that, because those are the nurses and assistants that we need in the future. As a residential home with many welfare technologies, we have the opportunity to reach out to many network areas, as you see. So, I hope I have answered the question of what difference does the smart floor make as far as we have come until now. I've told you about some important aspects as far as we have come, and we are still on a journey with technologies in Skovhuset. Many topics have to be taken into consideration when welfare technologies enter into the residential home. Thank you.